I stand before you today, not just as a leader, but as a witness to the injustices we have endured for far too long. A witness to the powerlessness we have felt as nations, our voices drowned out by forces far beyond our control. Today as I speak, I carry with me not just the hopes of our people, but the burden of truth. Truth that demands to be heard, truth that has been ignored, and truth that must echo across the world. For years we as the people of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, have stood at the crossroads of a battle we did not ask for. A battle that was imposed on us under the guise of international cooperation. But now, we see it clearly. The International Criminal Court, the ICC, which was once presented as a beacon of justice, has revealed itself to be nothing more than a tool of neo-colonial control. A tool that is used to further the interests of powerful nations, while the lives of our people remain trampled beneath the boots of exploitation. Do not be fooled, my friends. This institution, which was meant to protect the oppressed, has become a weapon of oppression itself, a weapon wielded not for justice, but for the continuation of old colonial ambitions. We, the people of Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger, have been watching closely. We have seen how the ICC has turned a blind eye to the real perpetrators of violence, those who have ravaged our lands and stolen our resources. Instead, it turns its gaze on us, the sons and daughters of Africa, as if we are the ones who must answer for crimes we did not commit. This is not justice. This is not fairness. This is the continuation of a system that sees our countries as nothing more than pawns in a larger geopolitical game. For too long we have been subjected to the whims of those who claim to be the international community. For too long our sovereignty has been violated, our leaders criminalized and our people treated as second-class citizens. But now we say enough. We have drawn the line. We are no longer willing to be silent in the face of injustice. We have made the bold decision to withdraw from the ICC, not out of defiance but out of necessity. For our dignity, for our future, for the future of our children. We are reclaiming our sovereignty. We are saying that we will no longer be dictated to by foreign powers who do not understand our struggles, our history or our values. We will no longer allow the narrative of our nations to be written by those who seek to undermine our independence, who seek to impose their will upon us, and who seek to divide us for their own gain. This is not just a political statement. This is a call to all Africans to rise up, to stand tall in the face of oppression, and to demand the respect and the justice that we deserve. We are not afraid of standing alone, because in truth, we stand together. Together with our people, together with our land, and together with the shared dreams of every African who yearns for a future of dignity and freedom. The world may call us rebels. The world may call us outcasts. But we are not the rebels here. We are the ones who have been oppressed. We are the ones who have been silenced. And now, we raise our voices with the strength of 1,000 generations, for the world to hear us loud and clear. We will not be treated as children. We will not be treated as subjects. We are sovereign nations, and we will decide our own future. We will no longer accept the labels imposed upon us. We will no longer tolerate the interference in our affairs. The time has come for us to write our own story, to chart our own path, to reclaim our destiny. This is not just about leaving an institution. This is about rejecting a system that has held us down for too long. This is about standing tall as Africans. Standing tall as free nations, standing tall as those who will no longer be oppressed by the weight of foreign powers. So let this moment resonate across the continent. Let it be a call to all who are tired of being silenced. Let it be a call to all who believe in the power of freedom, of sovereignty, of justice. Let us stand united, for this is our moment, this is our time. To the ICC we say, you are not our judge, you are not our master, you are not our ruler. We are free, and we will remain free. To our people we say, let this be a reminder of the strength that lies in our unity. Let this be a reminder that no matter how hard they try, no matter how many tools of oppression they use against us, we will never be broken. We are Mali, we are Burkina Faso, we are Niger, and we are free. I stand before you today, not just as a leader, but as a witness to the injustices we have endured, as a son of this soil, and as a man who knows what it feels like to fight for his people. I speak to you today, with a heart full of resolve, with a spirit that cannot be broken, and with a voice that carries the weight of our collective suffering. For years we have been subjects of a system that only sees us through the lens of exploitation, a system that has treated our lands, our people and our sovereignty as commodities to be traded. But now that time has come to an end. We, the nations of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, have lived through the harsh realities of colonialism, And though the chains of the past may have been removed, the shadows of that oppression have lingered, disguised in the form of modern-day neo-colonial tools. One of the most insidious of these tools is the International Criminal Court, the ICC. What was once presented to us as a noble institution for justice has now become a mechanism of control. A weapon used to enforce the wills of the powerful over the weak, weapon that has failed to recognize the true source of injustice. For years we have watched as the ICC, an institution meant to bring justice to the oppressed, has instead played a key role in maintaining the status quo of global inequality. It has turned a blind eye to the very powers that perpetuate violence, and instead, it has turned its focus on us. Our leaders, our nations, have been criminalized while the true architects of suffering have walked free. This is not justice. This is not fairness. This is a tool of neo-colonialism, a tool to keep us in line, to remind us that we are still subjects, still under the boot of foreign powers, who wish to dictate our future. But we say no more. We have made the bold decision to withdraw from the ICC, not because we seek defiance, but because we seek dignity. We are done being labeled as criminals, for standing up for our rights, for defending our lands, for protecting our sovereignty. We are done being subjected to the whims of an institution that has failed to serve us, that has failed to protect us, and that has allowed the true culprits to escape justice. We will no longer be held to standards that do not apply to those who truly violate human rights. Our people deserve better. Our nations deserve better. We deserve justice. True justice, not the kind that is dictated by foreign interests. This decision is not just political, it is deeply personal. It is a decision that comes from the very core of our identity as Africans. It is a declaration that we will not allow our history to be written by those who have never walked in our shoes, who do not understand the depth of our struggles, who do not know the weight of the chains we have been fighting against for centuries. We are not objects to be studied. We are not pawns in a geopolitical game. We are sovereign nations, and we will decide our own destiny. This is where we draw the line. This is where we say, enough is enough. The time has come to reject the old narratives, to reject the impositions of foreign powers, to reject the idea that our destinies are not ours to decide. The ICC has shown us time and time again that it is not a force for justice, but a tool for control, and today we say no more. We stand together in this decision. We stand united in our resolve. We are Mali. We are Burkina Faso. We are Niger. And we are free. The world may call us rebels. The world may call us outcasts, but let me tell you something. We are not the rebels here. We are the ones who have been oppressed. We are the ones whose lands have been ravaged, whose voices have been ignored, whose sovereignty has been trampled upon. The ICC has shown its true face, and it is one of exploitation, and today we reject it, not as an act of rebellion, but as an act of resistance. This is not just about leaving an institution. This is about reclaiming our dignity, our sovereignty, and our freedom. We are not alone in this struggle. Our fight is the fight of every nation that has ever been oppressed, every nation that has ever been forced to kneel before foreign powers. This is a fight for the future of our children, a fight to ensure that they will grow up in a world where they are not bound by the mistakes of the past, but are free to chart their own path. We do not fear standing alone, because we are not alone. We stand with our people, we stand with our history, and we stand with every African who dreams of a future free from the shackles of colonialism. Our nations are not perfect, but they are ours, and we will defend them with everything we have. So to the ICC, we say this: you are not our judge. You are not our master. You are not our ruler. We are free, and we will remain free. To the people of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, let this be a moment of pride, a moment of unity, and a moment of strength. We are not just walking away from an institution, we are walking towards a future of freedom, a future where we control our own destinies, a future where we are not defined by the terms of others, but by our own will. This is our time. This is our moment. We are Mali. We are Burkina Faso. We are Niger. And we are free. I stand before you today, not as an individual, but as the voice of a nation, a collective will that has been silenced for too long. Today I speak not only for myself, but for all of us. We are a people who have endured, who have fought, who have been pushed to the edge by forces that have never understood us, never respected us. And now I speak the truth, one that the world has tried to ignore, a truth we can no longer keep silent about. For too long, we have been made to believe that justice is something foreign to us, something that can only be delivered by institutions that do not have our best interests at heart. And among the most glaring examples of this is the International Criminal Court, the ICC. What was once presented to us as a beacon of justice and fairness has instead revealed itself to be nothing more than a tool of neo-colonial control. An institution that was meant to protect the innocent has instead become a weapon wielded against the oppressed, reinforcing the power dynamics that have kept us subjugated for centuries. Do not be deceived by the rhetoric of fairness and equality. The ICC is not an institution that serves justice. It serves the interests of those who seek to control us, to maintain their dominance over our lands, our resources and our sovereignty. It has consistently failed to hold accountable those who perpetuate the greatest injustices in this world. The imperial powers, the corporations, the nations that have ravaged our lands and exploited our people. Instead, it has focused its attention on us, on our leaders, on our nations as though we are the ones who have caused the harm, as though we are the ones who need to be punished. The ICC has shown time and time again that it is not concerned with justice, but with control. It has ignored the atrocities committed by the powerful and turned its gaze upon us, the ones who have been wronged. It has criminalized our leaders for defending our people, for standing up for our sovereignty, for protecting our land from exploitation. And while it judges us, it remains silent when the real criminals, the ones who continue to plunder our resources, who continue to wage wars for profit, who continue to destabilize our nations, remain untouched. We are told that the ICC is a place of fairness, but we see it for what it truly is, a mechanism used by the powerful to keep the powerless in check. It is a mechanism designed to remind us that our voices do not matter, that our pain does not matter, that our sovereignty does not matter. We are told to bow down to this institution, to accept its judgment, as though we have no right to defend ourselves, as though we have no right to protect our people, as though we have no right to decide our own fate. But I say to you, we will no longer bow down to this injustice. We will no longer accept being criminalized for defending our own land, for standing up against exploitation, for claiming our right to self-determination. We have been told for too long that the law of the powerful is the only law that matters. We have been told for too long that justice is a commodity reserved only for those with power, for those who have historically oppressed us. No more. The time has come to reject this false narrative. The time has come to reclaim our own justice, to take control of our own destinies. We will no longer allow an institution that has shown itself to be a tool of oppression to dictate our future. We will no longer be the ones who are punished, while the true criminals go free. We will no longer be silenced by those who wish to keep us in chains. Our decision to leave the ICC is not an act of defiance, but an act of resilience. It is an act of reclaiming our sovereignty, our dignity, our future. We are not rebels for rejecting this institution. We are not outcasts for choosing to stand tall. We are simply a people who refuse to be treated as subjects, as objects of foreign intervention, as pawns in someone else's game. We stand today not just for our own nations, but for every nation that has been marginalized, for every people who have been told that their voices do not matter. We stand for every nation that has been criminalized for defending its sovereignty, for standing against exploitation, for fighting to protect its people and its land. This is a stand for justice, a true sovereign justice that comes from within, not from the outside. We will no longer be told that we are less than, that we are not deserving of respect, that we are not deserving of dignity. We are the rightful stewards of our lands, the rightful defenders of our people, and we will fight for our right to be heard, for our right to chart our own course, for our right to live free from the control of foreign powers who have never had our best interests at heart. To the world we say this. We are not the criminals. The true criminals are those who continue to exploit and oppress, those who continue to steal from us, those who continue to destabilize and destroy our nations. We will no longer be held accountable for crimes we did not commit. We will no longer be judged by those who have no right to judge us. We are free, we are sovereign, and we will no longer be controlled. We stand at a pivotal moment in history, a moment that will define our future, a moment where we choose to no longer be passive observers in the world's grand game of power. The time has come for us to act, not because we are defiant, but because we are resolute in our belief that we, the people of this land, have the right to decide our own destiny. Today we take a bold step. We have made the unshakable decision to withdraw from the International Criminal Court, ICC. This decision is not born from haste or anger, but from deep reflection, from years of witnessing the injustice we have been subjected to. The ICC, which once promised to be a force for justice, has become nothing more than a tool of oppression, a mechanism designed to keep us in line, to remind us that our sovereignty is not truly ours to control. We are told that the ICC is an institution meant to protect the oppressed, to hold the powerful accountable. Yet time and again we have witnessed how the scales of justice are tipped in favor of those who have inflicted harm upon our people and our lands. The true criminals, the ones who have stolen our resources, who have bombed our cities, who have destabilized our nations, continue to walk free, but we, the ones who dare to resist, who dare to defend our people, are the ones who find ourselves on trial. The ICC in its current form has proven that it is not an institution of justice, but a tool used to maintain the global balance of power that favors the wealthy, the powerful and the oppressors. For too long, we have been silent. For too long, we have been told that our struggle is not worthy of attention, that our leaders are criminals, that our nations are failures. But today, we say no more. We will no longer be criminalized for standing up for our rights, for protecting our sovereignty, for defending our lands from those who seek to exploit them. We will no longer be subject to the whims of an institution that has shown us nothing but contempt, that has continuously sought to undermine our dignity, our sovereignty and our freedom. This decision to withdraw from the ICC is not an act of defiance, it is an act of empowerment. It is a decision that reflects our desire to control our own future, to stand as equals in the world, not as subjugated nations. We will no longer bow to an institution that has consistently failed to serve us, that has instead perpetuated the very system of inequality and injustice that we have been fighting against. This is our moment to reclaim our dignity, to take control of our own narrative, and to assert our sovereignty on the global stage. By withdrawing from the ICC, we are sending a clear and undeniable message, not just to the institution itself, but to the world. We are declaring that we will no longer allow foreign powers to dictate our future, to tell us who we are, or what we can and cannot do. We will no longer tolerate the imposition of a justice system that does not serve our people, a system that continues to empower the powerful and marginalize the oppressed. This is a moment of collective strength, of unity in the face of injustice. We are not alone in this decision. We stand together with all those who have been silenced, with all those whose voices have been ignored by the powerful, with all those whose nations have been treated as little more than pawns in the global game of politics. Today we speak for them as well. Today we stand for those who are too afraid to speak, for those who have been beaten down by the weight of foreign interference, for those who have been crushed by the systems of power that seek to keep them in the dark. Our decision is a call to action, a call for other nations to rise up and reclaim their sovereignty, to reject the influence of foreign powers, to demand a world where true justice is served. We are not advocating violence, but the power to defend what is ours, to defend our lands, our rights and our future. This is not a battle for territory or resources. It is a battle for freedom, for the right to determine our own fate, for the right to live without fear of foreign domination. We ask the people of this land, and the people of the world, to stand with us. This is not just our fight, it is a fight for justice, for dignity, for equality. This is a call to all those who believe in the power of sovereignty, who believe in the power of a people united. We are not asking for permission, we are taking our rightful place on the world stage. We will no longer be subjugated. We will no longer be oppressed. We are free, and we will remain free. Today we declare our independence from the shackles of foreign control. Today we claim our place in history as a people who have refused to be broken, as a people who have stood together and said, enough is enough. We are reclaiming our sovereignty, and we do not do it alone. We stand together not as three nations separated by borders, but as one people united by the same struggle, the same scars and the same fire that has burned in our hearts for generations. Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger. We are not fragmented pieces on someone else's chessboard. We are a single force, and that force is unstoppable. They tried to divide us. They tried to make us believe we are weak when we stand alone. They fed us lies that our destinies must be dictated by foreign powers, that we are not capable of governing ourselves, of protecting ourselves, of building our own future. For too long, those lies were whispered into our ears like lullabies, until we forgot how powerful we truly are. But now, we are awake. This unity that we forge today is not born of convenience. It is born of blood. It is born of sacrifice. It is born of centuries of resistance. From the chains of colonization to the backroom deals of modern imperialism. And despite all of it, we are still here. We do not stand together to make noise. We stand together to make history. We have seen what happens when we are divided. We have felt the weight of isolation, the sting of betrayal, The silence of so-called allies, when bombs fell on our villages, when our sons and daughters were taken, when our resources were stolen under the banner of cooperation. But those days are over. The world may not understand what is happening here. That is fine, because this movement is not for them, it is for us. It is for our people. It is for the farmer who wakes up before dawn and tills the land that feeds this nation. It is for the mother who raised her children in the shadow of military bases that never brought peace. It is for the soldier who died defending his soil, only to be called a rebel by the same powers who never defended him. They look at us and call us rebels. Let them know, we are rebels of dignity, rebels of freedom, rebels of unity. We rebel against lies. We rebel against exploitation. We rebel against the silence that was forced upon us. And together we become something greater than rebellion. We become revolution. This unity is not a gesture, it is a foundation. It is the soil upon which we will plant the seeds of a future we can call our own. A future where our decisions are not made in Paris, or Brussels or Washington. A future where no court outside of our soil gets to decide who among us is guilty. A future where our flags are not just symbols but shields. We are not against the world, we are simply for ourselves. We are not seeking war, we are building peace, the kind of peace that cannot exist without justice, without truth, without respect for who we are and what we have built, with our own hands. And to our people, whether you stand in the Sahel, or the cities, or the villages tucked beneath the hills, know this, you are not alone. Your pain is shared, your struggle is ours, your voice is part of the choir now rising across our lands. You are part of something bigger than any one nation. You are part of a movement born from truth. We are reclaiming our sovereignty, but sovereignty means nothing without unity. It is only when we look to one another not with suspicion, but with trust. Not with rivalry, but with brotherhood, not with fear but with purpose, that we truly become strong. Our strength is not in our weapons, it is not in our speeches, it is not in our anger. Our strength is in our unity. And that unity cannot be bought, it cannot be negotiated, it cannot be broken by sanctions, or pressure or threats, because it does not come from them, it comes from us. It comes from the soil beneath our feet, the ancestors who whisper in our dreams, and the hope we carry for our children. We are not waiting for permission. We are not asking for recognition. We are declaring here and now that our unity is our weapon and it is sharper than any sword, stronger than any army, and deeper than any fear. We are Mali. We are Burkina Faso. We are Niger. We are sovereign. We are united. And we are just getting started. We will no longer accept the labels imposed upon us. We will no longer tolerate the interference dressed up as partnership, the oppression repackaged as aid, the chains wrapped in treaties, and the bullets hidden behind smiles. Those days are over. For too long they've called us weak, unstable, uncivilized. They told the world that we were incapable of managing our own affairs, that we needed their presence, their supervision, their control. But their version of help came with soldiers, with extraction, with humiliation. They never came to help us rise. They came to make sure we never stood up. But now we rise. The age of neo-colonialism, of modern slavery and diplomatic disguise is ending. We are tearing off the masks of these institutions and exposing them for what they truly are, systems of control, crafted to keep us subordinate, to keep us dependent, to keep us obedient. They want our gold, our uranium, our oil, our land. And when we speak against it, when we say this is ours, when we defend what rightfully belongs to our people, they label us as threats. They put sanctions on our heads. They use global institutions to isolate us, to criminalize our decisions, to demonize our leadership. But hear me clearly, we will no longer bow. We are not children in need of guidance. We are not rebels without reason. We are not unstable nations. We are nations under attack, nations under pressure, nations that have suffered and survived. And now we choose to live not in survival mode but in sovereignty. They talk about democracy while choosing our leaders for us. They speak of human rights while their armies bomb villages, while their companies strip our lands bare, while their hands feed conflict for profit. They speak of law, yet when we defend ourselves, we are judged. They speak of justice, but only if it fits their interests. And still they expect us to stay silent. No more. We are not just rejecting institutions like the ICC, we are rejecting the entire architecture of neo-colonialism. We are rejecting the system that punishes us for resisting, while rewarding those who exploit us. We are rejecting the language that calls our resistance radical, but never questions the violence we are resisting against. We do not belong to anyone. Our future will not be negotiated behind closed doors in foreign capitals. Our identity will not be defined by those who cannot see our worth unless it serves their wealth. We will not be told who to be, not by those who don't speak our languages, not by those who don't carry our pain, not by those who have benefited from our suffering. Today we choose to be free not just in name but in truth. This is more than politics. This is more than policy. This is personal. Because every village that lost a generation to foreign wars, every field that was taken, every child that grew up seeing foreign flags fly over their land, every soul that was made to feel small, dependent, helpless, this moment is for them. We are not angry, we are awake, and we have awakened not to beg for justice, but to build it ourselves. We do not hate others, we simply love ourselves enough now to say enough. Enough lies, enough manipulation, enough silence, enough exploitation. This is not rebellion, this is restoration. A reclaiming of what was always ours, our dignity, our voice, our land, our right to live uninterrupted. We don't seek war, but we will never again accept peace that is purchased with our silence. We don't seek enemies, but we will never again confuse friendship with domination. We don't seek revenge, but we will never again tolerate injustice, just to keep the world comfortable. We will speak for ourselves. We will stand by ourselves. And we will fight if we must to ensure that our children will never know the chains we were born into. We are not victims, we are witnesses of history. And today we become authors of a new one. This is the end of their era, and the beginning of ours. We are Mali, we are Burkina Faso, we are Niger, and we are free. Not because someone allowed it, not because it was given to us in some foreign agreement, but because we have chosen it, with our minds, with our hands, with our blood. Freedom is not a flag you raise once. It is a battle you fight every day, in your thoughts, in your streets, in your soul, and today we remind the world that our freedom is not up for negotiation. They said we would never rise. They called us poor. They called us broken. They told their people that we were unstable, ungrateful, undeserving. But what they never understood is that we were never weak, we were simply patient. They looked at our lands and saw wealth for themselves. We looked at our lands and saw the bones of our ancestors. The stories of our people, the future of our children, and now we protect it with everything we have. Because we know what they fear the most is not our weapons, it is our awakening. Let it be known from the deserts of Timbuktu to the rivers of the Niger Valley. We are not ashamed of who we are. We are proud. We are proud of our culture, proud of our languages, proud of our music, our dances, our food, our families. Proud of our mothers who carried this struggle on their backs in silence. Proud of our fathers who taught us that dignity is worth more than gold. Proud of our warriors, past and present, who stood even when no one stood with them. We do not envy the world. We do not wish to be like them. We are not lost people looking for a new master. We are a proud people ready to master ourselves. This is not just political change, it is spiritual transformation. We are learning to walk again, but this time with our heads held high. We are not just building governments. We are building honor. We are building self-respect. We are building a future where our children will no longer look to foreign powers for salvation, but to their own hands, their own hearts, their own people. This pride is not empty. It is earned. It comes from the young soldier who defends his land with nothing but courage. From the farmer who feeds his village from soil soaked in struggle. From the teacher who tells children that greatness does not come from the West, it comes from within. We are not angry, we are aware. We are not hateful. We are focused. And we are not waiting. We are moving. They can call us what they want, but they cannot stop what has begun. Because once a people reclaim their pride, there is no force on earth that can put them back in chains. We are not puppets. We are not colonies. We are not stepping stones in someone else's empire. We are nations. We are proud. We are united. We are Mali. We are Burkina Faso. We are Niger. And we are no longer asking the world to see us. We are making ourselves impossible to ignore. We do not fear being alone, because we are walking with history, with truth, with the power of millions behind us. And to those who still doubt us, watch closely. The era of dependency is over. The era of pride has begun. The flame has been lit, and it will not go out again. We are not what they told you we were. We are more. We are better. And we are finally free. The world may call us rebels. The world may call us outcasts. Let them. Because history has always called the truth-tellers dangerous. We do not speak today for approval. We do not rise today to impress the so-called international community. We speak because the silence has become unbearable. We rise because dignity can no longer be negotiated. They want us to apologize for choosing freedom. They want us to feel ashamed for wanting sovereignty. They want us to doubt ourselves for daring to say, this land is ours, this future is ours, this voice is ours. But we are not ashamed. We are not afraid, and we will not be silent. Yes, the world may call us rebels, but let us remind them. The world once called freedom fighters terrorists. The world once called liberation movements chaotic. The world once called anti-colonial voices dangerous. And yet, those voices changed the world. Today we are doing nothing new. We are simply continuing what our ancestors began. They resisted with spears. We resist with truth. They fought to end colonialism. We fight to end the illusion that it ever really left. What we are building here is not just for Mali, not just for Burkina Faso, not just for Niger. It is for every forgotten people, in every forgotten place, who were told they are too poor, too dark, too weak, too late. To them we say, you are not alone, you are not forgotten, and your resistance is not in vain. Let the world understand this clearly. We are not anti-West. We are not anti-East. We are simply pro-truth, pro-justice, pro-dignity. If our refusal to be exploited makes us rebels, then we are proud rebels. If defending our people makes us outcasts, then we are proud outcasts. Because we would rather walk alone in truth than stand among the powerful in lies. They will try to isolate us. They will sanction us. They will send their media to shame us, their institutions to punish us, their experts to explain why we have failed. But we have not failed. We have simply stopped pretending. We are not unstable, we are untamed. We are not radical, we are real. And we are not alone. Because the cry for freedom is rising, not just here but across continents. We are part of something bigger than politics, bigger than borders, bigger than fear. We are part of a global awakening, a spiritual rebellion against the systems that have kept so many in chains, while pretending to be saviors. Let the world take notice. This is no longer the time of empire. This is the time of the earth speaking back. The time of the people rising up. The time of nations reclaiming what was always theirs. You can call us what you want. You can write your headlines, draft your statements, hold your press conferences, but nothing can erase this truth. We are free people, speaking on our own soil, making our own decisions, and owning our own future. The world may not be ready for this voice, but it will hear it, because this voice is no longer just from Sahel. It is from Congo, from Haiti, from Palestine, from the forgotten islands and the silent villages, from everywhere people have been told to stay quiet, stay small, stay grateful. We are not angry, we are awake. And we speak now not to ask, but to declare. We are Mali, we are Burkina Faso, we are Niger, and we are not just nations, we are the heartbeat of a movement. To the world, you don't have to understand us. You don't have to agree with us, but you will respect us. Because we will not bow again. Not now. Not ever. The overall goal of the speech is to guide people toward a new consciousness, a mindset of freedom, pride, unity, and resistance against neo-colonialism. We are no longer slaves of the old systems. We are strong, we are united, and we will define our own future. We do not need the West to control our destiny. We are free, we are proud, and we are ready to stand on our own as brothers and sisters of this land. The deeper meaning is a spiritual and mental awakening. It's not just about politics or military decisions. It's about changing how people see themselves. Instead of seeing themselves as weak, dependent, or voiceless, he wants the people to see themselves as powerful, worthy, and capable of creating a just future. To awaken the people, unite the nations, and break free from all forms of colonial and neo-colonial control mentally, economically, legally, and politically. It's a call for African dignity, sovereignty, and pride.